What is up, Film Geeks, and welcome back to my channel. We made it through the month of August. We are now officially in September, but before we get into the September movies, we got to go back and rank all the 2020 August releases that I saw. I saw 9 movies in August. I'm excited to talk about them, put them on their proper tiers. Go ahead and join me down below in the comments. What movies did you guys see in August? How many movies did you get to see? Have you seen Tenet yet? I am seeing it this upcoming weekend. I'm driving 3 hours to see it because California sucks. And it's still closed. But with all that said, let's get right into our tiers and get this thing going. So we have great, then we have good, then we have okay, then we have meh, then we have bad. These movies are in no particular order, so let's get this thing started. First up, we have The Tax Collector. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to put The Tax Collector, I'm going to put it in meh. I was going to lean towards bad, but I'm going to put it in meh, and it's going to beat the bad category because Shia LaBeouf is fantastic in this movie. When he's in this movie, that was the big thing. They marketed it like he was going to be the big, just badass gang member star of the film, and he wasn't. He was definitely the side character, but whenever he was on, whether he was just slapping someone in the face saying, yo, wake up, hombre, how he acted and how just like badass and powerful he seemed was so cool and amazing. If they explored on that more, I thought that would have been really interesting, but they've explored on his partner more, who wasn't the best actor. I hate singling out people like that, but he just wasn't the best actor. And Shia LaBeouf tattooed his whole body for this. I'm not sure if that's even true anymore, but he tattooed his whole body for this. You think he would get more of like a full spotlight star role for this film, but no. We got The Tax Collector. I'm a fan of David Ayer. I wish he got more of the Lines of Fury or even End of Watch or even Suicide Squad, but this one definitely not his best. Next up, we have the one and only Ivan from Disney Plus. I'm going to put the one and only Ivan in the good tier. This is a very good, sweet, heartfelt film that just hits you all in all the good spots of it. It makes you feel good. I didn't read the book, and I understand it's meant for like a children's book, but I want to go and read the book now and really get a dive deep into these characters. Has an amazing voice cast with Sam Rockwell, Angelina Jolie. You have Danny DeVito as a little dog, Bob. Bob the dog is the funniest character inside the film. And you also have Bryan Cranston, who is extremely charming, and he's kind of a good person. He means well, but he's kind of not a good person all the same. A very sweet, inspiring, and when I got done watching it, I just felt good. I wanted to make a difference in the world, and this movie touched me, I think, more than I thought it was going to. I enjoyed it quite a bit. The one and only Ivan. If you haven't seen it, it is on Disney Plus. It's a very sweet and heartfelt film. You guys should definitely check it out. Next up is a Shudder original, which is a horror app, and it's called Host. I'm gonna put Host in the great tier if it moves. Hopefully, it gets up there. The tier maker app has not been working that well for me lately, but Host is a great movie. I thought it was so inventive and it worked so well, and it took advantage of the times we're in, being Zoom calls, wearing masks. And this movie, why I think I liked it so much was because it was shot, edited, and like put together during quarantine. That in and of itself is an extreme accomplishment. I enjoyed Host quite a bit. I was not terrified, but I was like low-key terrified, and I'm a big horror fan, and this one just, it hit me in all the right spots. It didn't really rely on jump scares all that much. It had them, but it more really relied on the tension that it built. You're walking around, people on their computers, like seeing the room and seeing things happen, and it's very, very interesting. It was a very, very unique way to portray this movie in a version we've seen before where everything's filmed on the computer. It was a very cool way to see something adapt to the times we're in. I'm rambling on too long about it. I apologize. If you haven't seen Host and you have the Shudder app, definitely check it out. It's a scary one. And with September here, September 1st, it's Halloween now, folks. Start watching your scary movies. Let's get on it because I love Halloween so much. Next up, another Disney Plus original, Magic Camp. I'm going to put Magic Camp in the good tier as well, and you guys are probably going to hate me for that, but Magic Camp to me was not the best acting, not the best script, but a very heartfelt movie. It was like a Hollywood-produced Disney Channel original movie. That's exactly what it seemed like. I mean, the camera grade and everything was great. The quality was just beautiful, but it is very, very similar to the likes of Camp Rock and other Disney Channel original movies we've seen before. Lots of drama here and there, and the acting, again, it's a lot of the actors in this film are kids. They're like 15 years and younger, and they aren't the best actors yet. They try really hard, has cheesy moments, but Adam Devine, I love you, man. I am a big old fan of yours, and Magic Camp, most people will hate it, but I had quite a bit of fun with it. It's going down as one of the bigger surprises of the year for me. Not saying much, because we've got a lot of stinkers this year, but a very surprising movie nonetheless. Next up is Netflix's Project Power. Project Power, for me, has to go in the great tier, and here's why. I'll tell you why. I know everyone's like, it's a mediocre action movie. I wasn't expecting much with it, but my girlfriend and I both watched it. My girlfriend does not like action movies at all. I mean, at all. Will not watch them. And she loved this film, wanted to watch it again, recommended it to her entire family, and that to me spoke to me on a different level. And I said, Bebe, you really love this movie? And anytime my girlfriend likes a movie that I'm watching, it makes me feel good. I'm like, hey, all right, she doesn't hate me. Okay, good. But Project Power was something not that we've seen before, but something we've kind of seen before. Jamie Foxx is great. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, this is the first film I've seen him back in. I know he did 7500, I believe it's called, earlier this year. But this is the first film I've seen him back. Welcome back to the man. He's great. I thought the characters were really fleshed out. I thought the premise of the film was amazing. And if they wanted to make a sequel, I would be down for a Project Power 2. Very, very interesting superhero concept. Basically kind of Taken vibes with a little bit of Limitless thrown in there a little bit. If you've seen Limitless, you'll know what I mean. But Jamie Foxx is a force to be reckoned with in this movie, and I enjoy Project Power quite a bit. Next up is Unhinged, and I hate to be that guy, but Unhinged has to go in the bad tier. First and foremost, I want to say that the film is made beautifully. I mean, the budget for this film must have been much higher than I expected, because the visuals in this look 10 times better than the movie we're going to get into here next. Unhinged has a really stupid premise. I mean, a girl honks at a guy, and then he gets mad and starts killing her family, friends, and tormenting her and making her have the worst day of her life. The dialogue in this film isn't very good. Russell Crowe is, he looks like a grizzly bear. He's very big, and he's hairy, and he's mean, and I just didn't really buy, like, the whole thing that they were trying to sell. Like, the story, like, really? I'm going to honk at someone? They're going to kill my friends and family and possibly me? Definitely turned full slasher mode. Definitely reminded me, like, gave me, like, some low-key Chucky and Halloween vibes. Like, a guy you couldn't kill, he's getting shot, and you can't just kill him. Unhinged is just bad. It's just a movie I'm not going to rewatch. And it got to the point where I was like, is this like Final Destination? I mean, there's police officers that are driving, that are trying to help them, then they get ran over by a semi. I'm like, yes, this is definitely Final Destination. But what are you going to do? It got made. It was the first movie I saw, the new outside of my home, the first new movie, and I saw it at the drive-ins. And after that, there was almost a fight. Two people got in like road rage in the drive-in parking lot. I was like, did we not just watch the movie, folks? Because, I don't know, people are dumb, I guess. Next up is the New Mutants, and I enjoy the New Mutants far more than Unhinged. I'm putting New Mutants in meh. But Unhinged, their visual effects were far better than New Mutants, which is crazy to me. But the New Mutants, I'm a big fan of the X-Men movies, and I rewatched them all this past weekend, and I think it's one of my favorite franchises ever. So much nostalgia for me, but this film is like, it was in production hell, and it's sitting really low on Rotten Tomatoes. I wouldn't go that low, but I would give this movie about a 50%. Now, I've talked about it a lot. I've done a spoiler discussion. I've talked about it on the podcast, and I've even done my own review for it. So, the New Mutants is just meh. I felt it could have been better. The third act, the more I'm thinking about it, just isn't sitting well with me. And I want to revisit this one. I'll probably buy it on Blu-ray because I'm a dummy. But, yeah, I'll be checking it out again just to refresh my thoughts and see it not at the drive-ins. And the second to last movie on this list is Phineas and Ferb, Candace Against the Universe. And I'm going to put this movie in great because I enjoyed it, yeah, a lot. I enjoyed it probably more than Host, but a little bit less than Project Power. This just brought back all the feels of being a kid again. I mean, there's 104 days of summer vacation. That's what brought me back to being 10, 11 years old when Phineas and Ferb would come on. I loved the show so much. So that's what really brought me back watching the show. I was like, wow, it brought me back to my roots. It brought a lot of nostalgia for me, but overall, our characters are back, and there's a lot more, like, breaking the fourth wall that, like, I think happened with the show. I never noticed as a kid, but I'm noticing now, and lots of jokes that adults will get that kids will not, and that's what I really love is when I'm rewatching this. I'm like, wow, we get all these characters. Baljeet was one of my favorites, and he's hilarious in this movie. Very good songs, and it's the same thing as the show. Candace trying to bust her brothers, but this time she has to, like, literally find her place in his universe and gets kidnapped by aliens, and very cool premise. I enjoyed it a lot. It's a movie I'll probably be rewatching again soon, just to toss on an easy watch. And when I have kids one day, I will definitely be showing them the show and the movie. Last up on this list is going to be Work It, the Netflix original dance movie coming of age story. I'm going to put Work It in good. If you guys have gotten this far, you first off, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Second off, you've come to realize I'm a very easy critic. It's not hard to please me. If you, a movie like the New Mutants, I enjoyed a lot more than others, but Work It, the script and the acting is okay. Jordan Fisher, I am a big fan of. I love his music. I think he's an amazing Evan Hansen, and I think he's an amazing young actor. I enjoy him a lot. You have Liza Koshy, the YouTube star who used to be dating David Dobrik. Love David Dobrik, but that's beside the point. Work It works. See what I did there? Work It works for me. A lot of people didn't, but I enjoyed this film quite a bit. The script is not very good. Several times my girlfriend was like, "What are you watching? The dialogue is terrible." And I was like, "You're right. The dialogue is terrible. The delivery of lines from some of these characters is terrible." But this gave me a lot of Pitch Perfect vibes, and I love Pitch Perfect. I laughed several times. I thought the dance scenes were cool. The soundtrack was amazing, and Jordan Fisher is a side character in this film, but he is a fantastic part of this film, and I enjoyed Work It more than the average viewer. If they want to make it Work It too, I'm game, because I enjoyed it that much. But while we're here, we'll go ahead and rank all of these movies. So first up, I have Project Power. Number 2, Phineas and Ferb, Candace Against the Universe. Number 3, Host. Number 4, Magic Camp. Number 5, Work It. Number 6, the one and only Ivan. I did enjoy a lot, though. It's coming in number 6. Number 7, I'm going to go The New Mutants. Number 8, The Tax Collector. And number 9, Unhinged. There it is, my August 2020 movies I saw ranked. Go ahead and share what movies you guys saw this past month. It's September now. Have you guys seen Tenet? When will you be seeing Tenet? I'm seeing it this weekend. Lots of Tenet and Nolan content coming this weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do me a favor and go see a movie. I'll see you guys next time.